we all have a part to play in transforming the world and make it really a better place to live in, one step at a time, obviously. Hi, my name is Senzo Ndlangamandla. I'm currently a senior lecturer and head of Department of Accounting Sciences at Walter Sisulu University in South Africa. My journey to becoming a chartered accountant actually started in an unplanned way, in the sense that I actually wanted to be an auditor, but my high school teacher advised me that in South Africa, of course, back at the time, for one to become an auditor, they needed to be a chartered accountant. So then that's how I then pursued the chartered accountancy career, which then enabled me to then become an auditor. But of course, I've seen that there's so much value in actually just becoming a chartered accountant, regardless of what else you can then do outside of the profession. So how I'm currently making a difference in my community and profession. So number one, in the community, I currently lecture at a university that's in a rural community. And for me, sacrificing a good life in big cities and actually be in that rural space, I take that as community work. So we are able to, have students coming from really disadvantaged communities coming into the university, and we are able to transform them and see them become chartered accountants as well. So yeah, that's for me. That's my big community work that I believe I'm doing outside of other small activities that I also participate in. And in the profession, I do participate in the marking of one of the professional examinations that candidates get to write post-university, and in other activities within the professional body, SAICA. I think I've always had a passion of imparting knowledge, which started from way back in high school. I remember, there'll be days when one of the teachers perhaps is not at school, and I would actually go in front and start teaching, that particular subject. But even when I was at university, I was a tutor. I did mark for certain modules. And I think that's when I realized that I actually have a passion for developing another human being. That's when then I decided immediately after becoming a chartered accountant that I need to go back to that space where, I can contribute to one's obtaining of education. So SAICA has various awards, and one of them is Top 35 Under 35, where they recognize the top 35 chartered accountants under the age of 35. One colleague of mine nominated me into that, and there's various stages in the process where you submit a portfolio of evidence. There's adjudication by the judges. You get invited, for a judging day where you make a presentation, and there's that session, and then there's a ceremony where they then announce the overall winner. And I was fortunate enough, or even privileged and honored, to be then named, the overall winner of that top 35 under 35 competition. And one of the prizes of being the overall winner is, being able to come and attend this prestigious summit. In terms of where I see myself in the next 10 years, near future, I never just see myself outside of the space where I'm currently at, which is the university, and that specific university. But whether or not, I'll stay there forever, that's another question. I guess, time will tell. But as things stand, I remain very committed in that space. But I do also want to engage in other community projects, especially those that are looking at addressing inequality. I know we usually look at inequality from probably just the aspect of gender, but I am of the view that inequality is very broad, and those are the aspects where I really just want to, engage in and make my contribution in addressing that. I do think that if we fix things at a foundational level, regardless of your background, if you can get good quality education, I think that positions you well. You are able to compete equally with your peers. And if we can get that right, I do think that we will live in a better world. I think some of the critical skills that future accountants require, number one is being versatile and not want to do things the same way we've been doing things. So that's one. But number two, I think the ability to collaborate. I think I've seen also personally that when you bring in other people in what you're doing, the impact is then far greater than wanting to, own that space where you are participating. So I think the ability to collaborate with others, I think, those are the two skills that just come at the top of my head. Of course, technology, we really need to embrace it. We need to really upskill ourselves, and be aware of all the latest, technologies and see how we can bring them in to enable us to be more effective and efficiently in what we do. Creating a change in our communities is everyone's responsibility, regardless of who you are, the level at which you are, your profession. I think each one of us has a responsibility to make an impact on someone else's life. So my advice would really be for young professionals to really own to that responsibility. It can be, just identifying someone within your community that you can see that probably struggling and see how you can support, that particular person, because sometimes I know we want to, do big things, but you can just start small, just one person at a time. I think, over time, then, the impact would be far greater. We all have a part to play in transforming the world and make it really a better place to live in, one step at a time, obviously.